We're here outside of the Muddy Creek Cafe and Music Hall on the year anniversary of the Music Hall with a band inside that was our first, that played here at the very beginning of our first year with here, a year later. And of course, at the same time here in the cafe, we have an amazing singer and songwriter that has traveled over 10,000 miles on a bicycle across America to raise awareness of alternate fuels and of alternate ways of transportation. Which is inspiring within itself. Mr. Paul Doffing.
Yeah, hey.
Welcome, Paul.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I got to ask you right off, what is your favorite state that you paddled through?
Ooh. I got asked this in a different interview this week. That was an email, and I have not responded to that question because it's so hard. It's so hard. North Carolina's been really good.
Okay.
I've really liked it. Yeah, coming across the mountains from Hot Springs out this way was really, really beautiful. That whole Pisgah National Forest, it's got a lot of good stuff going on. I'm like a sucker for really quiet areas, and like pristine wilderness is probably my favorite thing. But yeah, this kind of Pisgah National Forest area has been really good. Idaho, like west of Lolo Pass, there's this river called the Loxa River that has it's just a beautiful place to bike because it's like this road that just follows the river that goes softly down out of the mountains for like 100 miles. And I mean, you can't really beat that. You can stop and camp in the National Forest campgrounds and swim in the river. And that's awesome.
Well, there goes a couple keys.
Yeah.
So, well, it sounds like with so much beautiful country out there, it probably is really hard. It would probably be like me asking you who your favorite artist is. I'm sure there's so many influences.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, part of the lesson of bike touring is at least for me, has been that, I think a lot of times you want to go somewhere beautiful for the experience of seeing something beautiful, like mountains or whatever else. But every place really actually has a lot of beauty, and on a bike you kind of have to find it because you're going to be there for a while. So if you're feeling like you want to be somewhere else, you're kind of in trouble.
Now how fast do you go?
Slow, maybe 8.5 miles an hour on average.
I mean, do you ever find yourself wanting to get somewhere a little quicker?
Yeah, commonly.
Right.
Probably daily.
But it just is what it is. Right?
Yeah. I almost always want to get somewhere quicker.
So I guess you definitely have the patience.
I mean, yeah. Well, I'm surprised. I feel like I'm gaining patience. I think that it's surprising to me, especially when there are a lot of cars around, just how little patience people have in general. Especially passing a bike. I just observe it so many times a day. It's like people don't have even 2 seconds to just make sure it's safe to pass a lot of the time. And it's I just hope I'm never really in that place in my life. I hope that I always have 2 seconds to
make a decision.
Yeah, or just take a breath, not be so excited.
So who are your main musical influences?
That's an excellent question. When I was a kid, I loved Led Zeppelin. That was probably my first entry into music was just really, really loving Led Zeppelin as an 11, 12-year-old. But it branched out a ton since then. I've listened to and worked on a ton of classical music. I love Miles Davis. I love a lot of folk music. I love Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, all those people, Neil Young. But I also really get into a lot of bossa nova music, Louis Bonfa, and I have a huge amount of music. I love music. I love listening to music. That's what I do. So.
Well, what's interesting is the movie Into the Wild.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that movie and of that mindset. And,
yeah.
Eddie Vedder did the soundtrack to that.
Yeah.
An acoustic soundtrack. And,
yeah.
and when I heard your music, I heard traits of that. I wonder if you're influenced by that at all.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah. Well, definitely those same set of ideas. That's for sure. A lot of. I feel like I want a lot of openness in what I'm writing. I want it to be very free sounding and kind of raw. And definitely that song, that's the one that I remember from that movie, the main song. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Arise?
Yeah, probably Arise.
On
yeah.
the mandolin? Where he's playing the mandolin?
Yeah. It's kind of got that. It's raw and it's just very simple. It's yeah, very interesting context to hear him playing.
Well, that come across to me when I heard it. It put me in the mindset of that, of that soundtrack. So,
exactly.
I was wondering if I figured you probably, and I'm certain that there comes some form of personal freedom with what you do that, it's probably really cool. I'm almost envious of it because, you can just go,
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's it is very free. It is very free. It's very addictively free.
Right.
It's you kind of don't have to sit down in one spot. You don't have to focus on one set of issues, but then kind of the issues that come up with the tour kind of are what you're dealing with, you know. So it's like really free, but you have to find a place to stay. You know, like you can't really run out of money. Like that's not going to really work out that well.
Right.
You know?
Not for long.
Well, and you're spending so much calories, you know, that like you really need to eat a lot. Like a lot.
I'm guessing you drink a lot of water.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How much water do you drink a day?
Oh man, I don't know.
Gallons?
Definitely a gallon, I would say. Probably more. Probably more than a gallon. Yeah. Wow. I would say on average.
Well, how about doing a song for us?
Let's do it.
Let's walk on in here. Let's introduce you. Let's do some music.
Sounds good.
Can you guys tell us how do you get to you go straight through there?
Thank you.
Hello there.
Jump over there. Can I have everybody's attention for 1 second, please? Welcome to our cafe, to our music hall, which is next door. Generally, when we have music here, I don't really say much because generally it's people that are from this area. This young man is not from this area. He has an outstanding story. His name is Paul Doffing, and he's ridden over 10,000 miles on a bicycle across America to raise awareness for alternate transportation and you know things resources that we need to tap into. So, like I said, usually we don't do a big introduction, but I had to introduce this guy. So please, everybody, give a warm welcome to Mr. Paul Doffing.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the introduction, Bill. That was really nice of you. I'm going to play a song. So I've been biking around the United States since 2012, and it started off with kind of a feeling like I really wanted to get out of the city I was living in. I've been living there for like 10 years, and I wrote the song. It's called "Rollin' in My Bones." And there's a video online of me playing it while riding a bike, actually. Looking back and forth, I've been confused for oh so long. But I'm settling on a way to go. I've got rolling in my bones. They've been so pretty and all so warm, the sunshine in this springtime of mine. But you know some things are just too good to be true, and I've got rolling in my bones. I've got rolling in my bones, and good God knows it's time to go. I woke up this morning, I knew I had to let her go. It's time to bet it all, it's time to fight or else to fall. There ain't no time to wonder, no, there's a rolling in my bones. It's time to take control, it's time to see and so to know. It's time to brave the bending slopes and slumber in the fold of this land I've never known, and oh, to feel the cold wind blow. I welcome it with open arms and a blowing in my soul. I've got rolling in my bones, and good God knows it's time to go. I woke up this morning, I knew I had to let her go. 'Cause it's time to bet it all, it's time to fight or else to fall. And there ain't no time to wonder, no, there's a rolling in my bones. I've got rolling in my bones, and I don't know which way to go. Chicago towards the windy east or Rocky, Colorado. And there's no time to wonder why, no warm tears well up to cry. 'Cause I've been here far too long, you know. I've got rolling in my bones.